A lot of things have been keeping me entertained, but one of the most entertaining things that I've seen during this quarantine, I actually saw this morning. And I'm glad I saw it because it's magnificent. If you have UMC, if you don't get it, Making of the Five Heartbeats. You guys, can you believe it's been almost 30 years since you guys got together and made that movie?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Because you know what's so amazing about it, and Robbie can tell because we talk about it all the time. It doesn't seem that long because people won't let us forget it. They won't let us forget it, man. They coming to us talking Five Heartbeats like it came out last week. Am I right, Rob?
Classic, Leon.
It's
a classic.
It's like a whole new generation has discovered the film. And so it's kind of really amazing. I mean, because you do a movie and then some movies, they just disappear. And people watch the Five Heartbeats Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's that go-to movie. And so, you know, it's just an honor, you know, because to create a movie that people want to see again and again is really a treat.
What people don't fail to realize is that when it first came out, because of, I don't want to give away the making of the movie or whatever, but for specific reasons, the studios not doing their job when it came to the marketing plan of it or whatnot, it didn't make a lot of money in the box office. It didn't take off until you guys went to VHS, to tapes, when people started being able to get it at home.
Right. So let me say this about the documentary. The documentary, if people are interested in filmmaking and what it takes to really make a movie, and especially a movie that now people consider a classic, the documentary is a roller coaster ride because a lot of people thought the movie was a big hit. The movie flopped at the box office. The casting process, you know, Keenen was supposed to play JT, then Keenen got cast. He started doing In Living Color, and then Leon walks into the picture and takes over the part. So it's all these different twisted turns that you discover in the documentary. But I think part of the journey of the film is that I was on a mission to create something special and show Black men in a different light, like we had never seen Black men. And that was part of the hidden agenda.
And I love that you have 5 positive male men. I mean, one had an issue, of course, Eddie Kane or whatever they was able to overcome a little bit later on in life, but 5 positive Black men as a lead in a movie, something that you rarely saw, if you saw it all at that particular time. But you talked about the casting process. If the film would have been made when you first wanted it made, the guys that we see in the movie casted as they are, including Leon, wouldn't have been in the movie because, like you said, you had Keenen as lead. You even wanted Denzel Washington.
You giving away everything.
No. I think people saw that already. So so like I can't see. I love Denzel. Don't get me wrong, but Denzel, I can't see anybody but what's his name, Michael.
Michael Wright.
Michael Wright. I can't see anybody but Michael Wright in that role.
But that's the way it's supposed to be. When an actor takes on a role, you shouldn't be able to ever imagine anybody else. If you ever see a role like this, oh man, so would have been good in that role. That means that actor didn't own it. Didn't own it. Because you should never think of another actor when you see another actor's performance.
That's right. I mean, he took over. He embodied that part too, Robert.
Oh,
too much for some reason in some occasions.
say that again.
He really embodied that part. He really got into that part. Sometimes a little too much, as the documentary will show.
Michael is a method actor, and he will go like in that scene. You know, I'll tell this. You know, in that scene with Flash, where there's like, you try to take my spot, Flash. You can't sing. You know, that whole beat. They really almost came to blows. They really, because Michael was being so drunk and so disrespectful, like he was really drunk. And John Canada Terrell, who plays Flash, you know, he was like, Rob, he can't disrespect me like this. You know, we're going to really fight for real. And then that's why when you watch the documentary, I played a little dirty trick, you know, to get that performance. And so you'll see it. But no, it got real.
You got to see that document. Hey,
you know what cracked me up, John Terrell? When he was mad, he was prancing around the set. He's all cut up. The karate dude, you know what I'm saying? See, he don't know a black belt, Rob. You better tell him, Rob. You better tell him, Rob. I'm from Philly, Rob.
John Canada Terrell.
John Canada Terrell from She's Gotta Have It. I remember him in that. Hey, there was also, Donnie, what Leon ain't telling you is that Michael Wright and Leon actually had a little competition going on too back then.
No, wait, no, who was Michael Wright? Tell me the other stage name. Who was that?
Michael Wright was the one that played Eddie Kane.
Oh, Eddie Kane. Oh my God.
Y'all want to hang with old Eddie Kane?
Yeah.
Leon and Michael had like for off-camera stuff that was going on too, from what I understand.
I think Eddie Kane would have got Leon in that movie. What you
No,
think?
it wasn't even a fight thing. It was more so about a little competition in other ways. It wasn't a fight. They were fighting for attention.
No, what it was, Donnie, was that
Rob.
got all these fine women on the set.
Tell what it was.
What was it? Tell us what it was.
Oh, they were choosing. They were choosing.
Tell me what it was, Rob. Go ahead, tell them what it was, Rob.
You tell them. I ain't getting started.
What was it, Leon? Tell us now. We're going to keep it real here tonight.
But from what I hear, Mike, they was choosing, all the women was choosing Leon, and I think Eddie Kane might have been hating because Leon was the true player out the group. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know. You tell me, Robert. You be the referee.
Donnie, let me say something. You got pimp game. You play a pimp game. Like, so anyway, let me tell you something. Are we doing the Mac? Is this a Zoom session with the Mac? So anyway, baby, my honeys. In Jamaica, we do it different.
You know the game. Your bitch chose me.
You know the deal with movies, right? With movies, you watch a movie and you say to yourself, wow, them dudes act like they really had a relationship like that. You ever see that movies like the 500?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that comes from like a lot of old school directors, Francis Ford Coppola, Michael Mann, like guys, they would like create these situations among the actors, so that this kind of stuff came off on screen. I think Rob is very much that way. He doesn't speak upon it, but I'm letting you know that I think he's very much that way because he's the writer, director, producer of the movie. Okay, he's casting it, he's pulling the strings, he's whatever. So usually you see a movie that's about a singing group, right? Usually the lead singer is the heartthrob. Robert cast a lead singer and a heartthrob. So now, naturally, there's a bunch of people around and women around. You know what I'm saying? But that's only natural, and that's cool because that's what would happen in a real group if it was like that. So therefore, we had 7 weeks of rehearsals.
7 weeks of rehearsals.
And what else have you? During that process, if you think we got along every single day like frat brothers, you must be crazy.
So, Robert, you was a shit starter?
Yeah, I was.
In a good way. In a good way.
Hey, Robert, I love music. I love like the music, old time music. What gave you the inspiration to write this movie? I always wanted to ask you that.
You know what? When I was a kid, I'm from Chicago, and Herb Kent, the cool gent, made an announcement one day on WVON. He said the Temptations are breaking up. It was 1968. And when I heard that announcement, I was like, what do you mean they're breaking up? And it's like David Ruffin is leaving the group and da-da-da-da. And I was like, this is my favorite group. And as Black people, you only have so many things to hold on to. And being in Chicago, that Motown music kept it alive. So when he said David Ruffin was leaving, it devastated me as a little kid. And so once I became an adult, after Hollywood Shuffle, the studio goes, what movie do you want to do next? You can do any movie you want to do. And I said, I want to do a movie about a singing group, kind of like the Temptations. Because I didn't think that we had enough muscle to say, Berry Gordy, we're going to do the Temptations story. And that's when we started, Keenan and I started to write, 5 Heartbeats.
It's incredible.
And what I want to say about this movie, the making of the 5 Heartbeats, since Robert touched on that one particular thing, is that I think you're going to find really wonderful. And you've seen it, so you know that this is not just a normal documentary. This is a documentary about a young boy with a dream who, something affects him to the point where he wants to create something. And from the time he's a boy to when he grows up, he tries to make this thing happen, and he does, despite all the obstacles, despite everything else. So it's it's very much the story of a young man's dream, a young boy's dream.
Right.
And that's what I really love about the documentary. I don't feel as though I'm just watching a doc about the making of a movie. I feel as though I'm looking at a person's story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Robert. I'm looking at Robert's story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And the fight that he had to go through to actually get it made and get it made the way he wanted it to, without it being taken away from him, I think is fantastic. I mean, look, 5 Heartbeats is iconic. It's a classic. But if you love the 5 Heartbeats, you have got to see the making of the 5 Heartbeats, because I'm not going to give it away once again, but there are 2 scenes that they wanted to actually cut out. And I'm like, if they would have cut that, when I looked at that, when I said that, I'm like, they didn't get us then. How much have things changed in Hollywood now when it comes to big studios, when it comes to films made by us, when they don't get our culture, they don't get certain things that we try and put into a film when it's white executives that are making those decisions.
You know, I mean, here's the thing. You still got to fight for your vision, because they don't know us and who we are. And I think the thing about my body of work is that all my films, I think, are, have an authentic quality to them. So when I think in terms of the 5 Heartbeats or Meteor Man or Baps or Holiday Heart or In the Hive, they're all different, but there's something that I think people really love, because I try to go in there and put real stuff from the culture. And I think that's, in the documentary, you see me navigating some tricky waters, but at the end of the day, I won. But, it's a real Hollywood story.